Welcome to Keep Rolling, and today I want to talk about these. These are the K2 Unnatural frames. Now, it's a really interesting product, primarily just because it's insanely long. I mean, look at this thing. It's like the length of my forearm. So they weigh in at 298 millimeters long. They ride flat with a H-block design that sort of cups the middle wheels. They take 60 to 62 millimeter wheel sizes. And also they feature these Rockerable frame spacers, which I think are really interesting. So they come with a set of 6 millimeter and 8 millimeter spacers. Cue the B-roll, I'll try and explain like what that's all about. Which means that you have a range of different rockering options. You can customize them to how you want. So on my first session, I took a 2 millimeter rocker, so I had the middle wheels rockered 2 millimeters down, the outer wheels 2 millimeters up. So they rode kind of like a high-low frame with like a pivot point around the middle two wheels. Really interesting setup. It was definitely a little bit extreme. Dropped that rocker down to a millimeter definitely was a little bit more civilized, but a little bit less squirrely. But yeah, no, I've been really enjoying my skates on these frames so far. I think they're a really interesting product. I took them out to skate the bowl, skated some ledge, and just had a bit of a cruise around on them, and really enjoyed them. So on the roll, the first thing that you notice about the frames is definitely the length. Like you notice that length. You almost feel a little bit like you're on skis, or, I mean, I haven't skated Wizard frames as yet. I'm waiting to open them on my 30th birthday. But yeah, they feel incredibly long, almost like you can like pivot off the heel and toe. But what that gives you is like a setup that just feels incredibly stable when you're rolling around. It feels very like maneuverable in a very controlled, stable way. A short frame will turn very fast but can feel a little bit squirrely, whereas with this one you feel very controlled. And it instantly kind of, I mean, I've been quite into creative skating at the moment, but it just gave me that feeling of like, I don't know, that controlled feeling that I wanted to go and kind of do like, you know, creative style of skating. So on the roll around, I was really impressed, sort of cruising around the bowl. I just found that frame length again just made it feel nice and stable, felt well controlled. They kept their speed really well to kind of coming around the corners of the bowl. Maybe not quite so well as something like the solar frames, for example, but I was really impressed with the power transfer. They felt really good, really solid. Moving on to grinds, and I was kind of a little bit concerned that things like top sides might be a little bit tricky just because of the length, but no problem with any top side tricks. They slid about average for, you know, sole-based tricks. You know, nothing particularly outstanding. They've got like the section of the frame wall that like sticks out, just to kind of like reduce the friction. You can see on there. Yeah, and they were great. And in terms of H-block tricks, yeah, really good wheel bite protection. Been riding them with the revolver wheels. These are the second set of these I've had. They're really nice 88A wheels, and really nice bit of H-block kind of cupping on there, which did a really great job of protecting me from any wheel bite. I didn't lock up, you know, once throughout the entire session. Yeah, so I was really impressed. I was doing things like front unities, true Savannas on ledges. So yeah, they were really great in terms of their grinding performance. So yeah, on the whole, really impressed with this product. I like a really long frame. I think that it brings quite a lot, particularly if you've got quite large feet like I do. I think that this product wouldn't work particularly well for someone with, you know, a foot size smaller than a UK 9, a US 10. I think it probably would feel a bit excessively long, but for a larger footed, heavier person like myself, I think a long frame, you know, works incredibly well. Really enjoyed this product and really looking forward to putting it through its paces, you know, in a bit more depth over the coming month. I'm just coming at you from 5 minutes after I finished filming this, and oh, is my microphone on? Yeah, microphone's on. I just wanted to mention the only thing that kind of I noticed about the frame, which you know, was a little bit disconcerting, was the downside to that length. Was a couple of times when I was going up for a true Sav, I found that I clipped my heels on the ledge. I think that was just probably a case of needing to kind of get used to them and how long that they are. But that is a consideration, I think, particularly if you're on the kind of smaller, you know, for the smaller foot size end, that you might have some problems with them clipping together until you get used to them. But really, that was the only downside that I noticed on this initial skate on the frames. I did just want to say as well, The Rockerable axles, it's great to have a lot of different options, but I think it can feel a little bit overwhelming and a little bit confusing. Mine came boxed, I bought them second hand. They didn't come with an instruction manual. They may well do if you get them new, but if you're buying them used, you're probably not gonna get your hands on that. And it did take me a little while to kind of figure out how to get them set up. They're quite a complicated product, and sometimes too many options isn't always a good thing. But once I did get them set up, and for someone who is kind of familiar with setting up skates and familiar with like rockering, I liked having that option. But I think if you're a beginner and you're looking for something that's quite straightforward and simple that you can just put straight on, then this one probably isn't for you. But those two things aside, I otherwise really enjoyed these frames, and back to the past where I was reviewing them and saying all the good things. So I hope you've enjoyed this short insight into the K2 Unnatural frames. I'd love to hear from you if you've got any experience with this frame. Let me know what you think of them in the comments down below. And as always, give it a thumbs up if you got some value. Subscribe to the channel for more blading content. I'm Chris Chadwick, and this is Keep Rolling. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. This video was recorded in toddler nap time, so you'll have to excuse me if it's a little bit disjointed and rambly, but when you've got limited time to record content, then you got to do what you got to do, haven't you? Yeah. See ya.